Alright, for this little guide we're going to showcase my favorite little spot to farm souls in Dark Souls 1. This works both in the original release and in the Remastered edition. I'm going to show it off in two different variants, whether you have soul farming gear equipped or whether you don't, as well as personal choices that I've made in order to gain efficient timings on the rinse and repeat runs. Now, I will say that the stat investment in order to get to where you need to be, as well as first off getting to the area, does require a little bit of investment. This is more of a late game soul farm. So if you're looking for something as you're beginning the game, there are other guides out there for certain, but honestly, the tried and true rinse and repeat is going to be your friend, even in these late areas. So first off, we're in the Painted World of Ariamis. You have to have unlocked this optional world level in order for this soul farm I'm doing to work. And like we said, the first run I'm going to show here is the run where I have no soul farming gear equipped. I'll show my equipment here. I don't have the symbol of avarice or the treasure chest head equipped. I do not have the covetous silver serpent ring equipped. This is just gear. I've got my equipment like I would normally for just a strength character run through. So nothing unusual really here. So let's go ahead, reset the world. We'll advance up. Drop. Drop. Just so those guys don't mess with you. We are interested in this cluster of enemies over here, the Phalanx. I like to run around. Oh. Get a good spin. The nice thing about these enemies is they're not too terribly hard once you get a good rhythm going against them. And I will say, I understand that I am currently using, with my stats, I can showcase that here now, I've basically soft capped most of the stats for the warriors using this technique. At first I was gaining a level about once every 5 to 10 minutes. Towards the latter part, I was leveling up about once every 15 to 20 using the current gear that I'm showing here. If you two-hand it, a little bit more of a downward swing. Oh, not quite enough to hit him. Okay, so straightforward. As with most soul farms, just get in. Hold on one second. So, for the next part here, we will showcase change out. Now, I do not actually have, for this character, I do not actually have, I'll keep the rings the way they are, the treasure chest head, symbol of avarice, in order to gain that extra little bit. And I think I went the wrong way. Oh well. I personally, to optimize this one little bit better, I like to use the Dragon King Great Axe. Now, if you don't know how to get that, that is an optional boss weapon that you can earn when you're fighting against the Gaping Dragon. And you notice mine's only +1. It's not overpowered yet. I'm still in a new game cycle. I haven't earned or farmed up any dragon scales. But this weapon has a unique ability feature set against it. They tell you in the description that there's a mystical power to be released when held with both hands, and it also takes a very high requirement of 50. Now you can activate it before you get to 50 if you exploit the fact that when two-handing a weapon you only need half of its stats, because you're going to gain a bonus of 50%. So at strength of 34 you can start taking advantage of it. But I'm going to showcase that here in a second, once we get through these enemies. Now, I am running my character naked, as you can see. We are doing this because at his current equip load, we probably could, but I prefer to be as fast as possible. As you saw there, that is the heavy-handed R2 attack. It holds, it charges, it slams the ground and everything around it in like a 20-meter radius just melts. So we will showcase that one more time. Oh. This is probably where having armor would have helped. But if you're going for speed strats, you've got to be under 25% equip load. I find that at least running with the character naked, I do actually get faster clear times. Oh. Of course, not killing the enemies fast enough actually is a time sink. The only downside is you will have to repair your weapon each and every round. So you're going to get very used to actually having to fix it, otherwise it will break. Because you do take a huge durability hit when you activate that power. So like I've shown twice before, I run around, come to the back here, slam. And depending on how many I get, if I don't get, oh, okay, I did get that one. If you don't get too many of the enemies, like if you're not tightly grouped, go ahead and fire off a second one for a faster clear. It's about 100 souls for each time that you fire off your attack. So, yes, you're having to spend 100 souls, but considering how quickly you're earning souls, honestly, I've found that firing off the mega attack far outweighs what little time you would save. So, there's the double shock and awe. And as you can see, just in a almost 9-minute time span, I think we started with about 8,000 souls, not sure on the exact number. But we've basically made about 50,000 souls in 10 minutes. Once you find a rhythm for this, it's very easy to do while doing other things. Almost got them all in one swing. That's always a good feeling when you can actually get all of them in one crushing blow. Now I will say, we are only using the Dragon King Great Axe +1. If it were a +5, we would start getting overkill bonuses. We also could be using the treasure chest head, a symbol of avarice. We could be using the silver serpent ring to go ahead and get some more souls. But all in all, this is just showcasing how it's pretty fast. It's very straightforward. Just rinse, repeat, on running through that area, killing off those enemies, and swinging back by the bonfire. So with that, I'd like to give a little shout out to my friend who's picking up Dark Souls for the first time, and he's taking a more casual approach to it. He's the intended audience really for this, but if you find yourself in a position where you're like, hey, I need, then by all means, use this. It's not a game exploit or anything. You're just using the game mechanic of killing enemies over and over and having fun while doing it. So, there you have it. That's in my opinion, the fastest, most enjoyable way if you're stuck on a boss, especially, and you've gained access to the Painted World of Ariamis. Go ahead and use this. You can use it with or without farming gear, doesn't actually matter. The trick here is just to be as efficient as possible when killing things. So, there you have it. There's my personal take on the best, fastest way to gain souls in Dark Souls 1 and Dark Souls Remastered. So, take care, have fun, and we'll see y'all later.